Australian skipper did. Ricky Ponting, Kushal Bhurtel. His captaincy, his batting style, the pull shot. Every time Bhurtel watched it, his eyes were agog. He said, "That's what I want to be like." And here he is playing for this nation today.
Really good leave that. Just a hint of movement, not the extravagant movement that Net Travalcar found early underneath the floodlights. 6 runs coming from that 4th over. It's 12 for 1.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल
गाइस सम्पूर्ण लाइक गरौँ शेयर गरौँ सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ ल 5 जना वाचिङ हुन्छ ल गाइस सम्पूर्ण रिक्वेस्ट सम्पूर्ण लाइक गरौँ शेयर गरौँ सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ फटाफट यो स्ट्रिङ बढाउन लास्टै झन् भन्नु छ हैन गाइस 1 के भन्नु सजिलो हुन्छ त्यो के छ 1 के बिस्तारै पुराउनु हैन अर्को च्यानल छ मेन च्यानल लाइक गरौँ शेयर गरौँ सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ
This is what the state of play is after yesterday's result. USA falling to the table toppers. Oh man, it was first versus second.
Points table यस्तो रहेछ गाइस ल के छ हल्का डिसम भित्र आएको हो गाइस
And have stretched their lead. Don't want to say it's an unassailable one. They're only a third of the way through their matches, but certainly.
लाइक ए यो हटाउनु पर्यो नि साथी आज लाइक गरिदिउँ शेयर गरौँ कमेन्ट गरौँ के भइरहेछ ल 9 जना हुन्छ ल लाइक गरिदिउँ भट्टाभट ल अड्के के
looking really strong. It's the top 3 places. Everyone's playing out for us. Philip veers down the leg side. Will be signal.
लाइक गरिदिउँ शेयर गरौँ सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ ल चल्दैन त अड्के सिस्टममै अड्क्यो
wide. 3 places in the 2023 ICC Cricket World Cup qualifier, part of the road to.
झन् अड्किन्छ त्यहाँ एक्सर्साइज डट के गर्छ
It's a beauty. Fuller.
अड्क्यो
This time Fuller in length and he has Mala on the walk, beats him outside his off stump.
Excellent delivery for a man early on in the innings. Kind which will bring the slips into play very soon. Sometimes you see it's not the extra moment, but just that little movement which is required to generate that edge.
के भन्यो काम छैन रहेछ यो पनि काम छैन अखै अब हल्का अड्कियो के भित्रबाट अड्कियो म यसमा के भन्नै सक्दिन भित्रबाट अड्किरा सकेसम्म देखाउनु यहाँ चलिरहेछ भित्र यहाँ चलिरहेको छ हैन किचन स्क्रिन अड्कियो
Well negotiated by Mala.
साउन्ड आएन साउन्ड आइरा होला साउन्ड मैले अन गरे ल गाइस के छैन अब यस्तो अड्कियो हल्का अड्किरहेछ सिस्टममा दोस्रो भएर नेट हल्का प्रब्लम पनि हुन्छ बेलुका टाइम हो नि त नेट प्रब्लम पनि आउँदैन
Kyle Phillip, not a bad start at all, in 2.37, and he's already picked up the wicket that his captain wanted early on. What a catch that was from Karimagor.
के पारा हो यस्तो खोइ के पारा अड्के गर्छ भित्रबाट अबसम्म के चाहिँ भन्न सक्छु र सिस्टम पनि यहाँ अड्के हिँडिरहेको छ यहाँ तल हिँडिरहेको म त चलिरहेको छ हैन तर के हो भने सिस्टममा अब भित्र हरेक बलमा अड्किन्छ त मलाई हेर्न धेरै अल्छी रहेछ नअड्किनु हो यहाँ चल्नु पर्ने त नि चलिरहनु पर्ने हो अब हेड आउँदै झन् के भयो यो लाइभ पनि खोइ दुईचोटि आइसक्यो मलाई दुईचोटि खेलेँ के भएको यो लाइभ पनि के थाहा नै छैन अड्किरह भित्र अड्किरह म के गर्नु के गर्नु के को प्रब्लम हो आज
Again, flirt with the white line, but go in Philip's favour. He's got 1 for 7. Nepal 14 for 1.
यस्तो नहुनु पर्ने स्क्रिन भित्र अड्किने अहिलेसम्म अड्कियो मलाई थाहा पनि थिएन आजै अड्किएको गाइज प्लिज एकपल्ट सेयर गरिदिउँ न कि मसँग डिभाइस हुनुमै सेयर गर्नु सपोर्ट गरेर ल अब चाहिँ अड्किनु भनेको ठ्याक्कै अड्कियो फेरि छ्या कति अड्किन्छ यो 14 जना वाचिङ हुन्छ लाइक गरिदिनु सेयर गरिदिनु सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु
Celebrating Kumari Bank Limited's 20 years of adding values.
Yes, he will be.
ल अब चाहिँ के होला जस्तो भनेको फेरि अड्किन्छ भयो यार यस्तो पाराले के गर्नु म
Clearly, out of these two, Yanindra and Bhurtel, from USA's point of view, they think Bhurtel's going to be the one attacking them more.
Yeah, just trying to cut down on his scoring options, not allowing him to get down the wicket to Netravalkar. There is that bit of
एक बल हान्छ अड्किन्छ आधी बल हान्छ अड्किन्छ यस्तो बिजोग छ
movement. See, very few batsmen find any sense of timing or consistency against Netravalkar. It's because of his movement and the length that he bowls.
We've seen this twice now. It moves a little later than what Bhurtel expected it to.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. What to भन्ने बित्तिकै अड्किन्छ म चुप लागेको बस्छु अब त
Fancy a slip? Netravalkar doesn't think so.
So nearly bowled him, and it's missed everything. Cheers from the sideline, but fortune for Kushal Bhurtel. We're going to
अड्के जैसे गर्न मलाई मतलब छैन म त कस्तो अड्किन्छ त यार कहिले नअड्किने यो एपबाट झन् आज अड्किरह्यो
the bye signal, Manik Patel up to the stumps. It's cut Bhurtel in half, and it's only just.
अड्के गाइस जसरी छ अब हेर्दै गरौँ त यो अड्केको एउटा फाइदा के हो भने एडभर्टाइज जानु बेला फेरि रिस्टार्ट गर्न मिल्छ के एडभर्टाइज सब हट्छ यस्तो गर्न मिल्छ अब यस्तो गर्न फेरि जाने अनि यस्तो गर्ने ए फरवाइज अर्को चोक हान्छ हुँदैन यही मिस हुन्छ
Not work for USA.
मलाई गाइस के किन बस्दिनु म
Now Bhurtel's got to stay home and hit now.
थ्यांक यू नेपाल
Can't leave the crease.
अड्कियो हल्का अड्किरहेको सिस्टममै अड्किरहेको नेट त राम्रै चलिरहेको छ त सिस्टममै अड्किरहेको छ म के भन्नु अब यो अवस्थामा मैले केही भन्नै सक्दिनँ साथीहरु यो अवस्थामा केही भन्नै सक्दिनँ
Floods into the thigh pad this time of Netravalkar. So 9 runs in 3 deliveries.
मलाई सपोर्ट गर्दै गरौँ न एकछिनपछि राम्रो आउँछ कि सिस्टममै प्रब्लम भएको अलि
5 of them may be extras, but Nepal won't mind how they come.
अब 41 जना वाचिङ हुन्छ
Just see more and more
लाइक
fans.
गरिदिउँ शेयर गरिदिउँ सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिउँ कोही छ सब्स्क्राइबर केही थाहा छैन मलाई डिभाइस हेर्न छैन थाहा छैन हैन यो सपोर्ट गर्दै गरौँ लाइक गरिदिउँ शेयर गरिदिउँ अड्किन्छ र यहाँ रिस उठ्छ हैन गाइस यहाँ यति आइसकेको छ चढिला देन चल्दैन सिस्टममै प्रब्लम हो मलाई थाहा छ
Merging through the desert. Coming in here. There is movement on offer for Netravalkar. Look at that one there. It was just too good for Bhurtel, wasn't it?
कस्तो अड्किन्छ यार भिडियो लोड के भन्नुभयो भिपिन लोड गर्नु न अनि चल्छ भिआइपिएन हो र त्यो डाउनलोड गर्न टाइम
Ball ends up.
अहिले ड्रिंक ब्रेक भयो भने गर्नु नि
The extra bounce as well. Saved him in the end though. Bouncing.
हुन्छ खोइ अब हेरौँ खै यार अड्के रियाक्सन स्पोर्ट नेपाल भर्सेस युएस यसमा नै अड्किन्छ क्या टेन्सन नलिने दाइ हुन्छ के भयो आउट चौक अब ओभर भयो त ल ओभर भयो पर्चाले हुन्छ केही छैन टेन कमेन्ट पढौँ टेन्सन नलिने दाइ जे हुन्छ
And enjoy the coverage. 6 overs gone. 23 for 1.
पछि आउँछ होला राम्रो
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गाड र
सम्पूर्ण लाइक गर्नु शेयर गर्नु सब्स्क्राइब गर्दिउँ न गाइस सम्पूर्ण लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब रिक्वेस्ट के मेरो अर्को च्यानल पनि छ सन्जी युट्युब च्यानल अर्को चाहिँ अलि धेरै नै राम्रो
युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम
यस्तो नै हल्का प्रयोग
मार्बल
मान्छे
सुरक्षा
भयो के
घरको
सजिलो हुन्छ
सात
भने नि
जीवन घरको
लाइभ गर्ने बेला क्या ठ्याक्कै सक्दैन यो अब अर्को च्यानल चाहिँ के हो हुन्छ नि त्यसमा चाहिँ हाइलाइट हाल्छु म होइन प्रायः जस्तो हाइलाइट हाल्छु अपडेटहरू दिन्छु यसमा चाहिँ म लाइभ गर्ने सोचिरहेको छु क्या त्यो भने
Pretty
कपरेट आयो भने
standard
नि
field
च्यानललाई प्रब्लम
regulation,
नहुनु
third
लागि
man, and
अर्को च्यानल पनि छ मेरो होइन त्यसमा सपोर्ट गर्दै गरौँ ल एकछिनपछि होइन हल्का अड्किएर प्रब्लम भयो क्या यहाँ चलिरहेको छ यहाँ यति गरेर चलिरहेको छ माथि चाहिँ
fine leg in
सिस्टम
place. The
अड्किरहेको
field
छ
is
म के
outside
गर्नु
the circle, and it's a slip and a gully.
मेरो
Slip
प्रब्लम होइन
really deep, almost on the edge of the 30-yard circle. Philip continues to
कति अग्लो छ
generate extravagance
रोहित पोखरेलको
bounce.
त डबल होला यो हाइट भएको काइली फिलिप्स हुने त अड्क्यो आफैले हेर मान्छे लाग्छ जिसक त्यसमा खुसी हुनुपर्छ भन्थ्यो एउटा त्यस्तै यहाँ चलिरहेको छ माथि चाहिँ किन देखाउँदैन
Tapesh Thapa asking from Kathmandu, watching on Action Sports HD. Great to have all the fans in Nepal watching there. Is it
हामी पनि एक्सन स्पोर्टमा हेरेर हो तर अड्के गरेर त रिस उठिरहेको ल गाइस यसो सपोर्ट गर्दै गर्नु एकछिन अड्किन्छ यार कस्तो
just me, or do you feel there is a resemblance to Chaminda Vass in Sarah of Netravalker?
यतिकै स्क्रिन के थाहा छ नि त्यस्तो
High
माथि
praise
ब्याट्री देखेर चाहिँ त्यसले प्रब्लम गर्छ गर्दैन स्क्रिनमा प्रब्लम गरेन नि जस्तै यहाँ ब्याक अप्सन अप्सन त्यसले तर जे गरे नि त्यही त हुन्छ हेत्तेरी साथीहरू गाह्रो हुनुभयो त लाइभ हेर्नु यो एपबाट मैले धेरैचोटि ट्राई गर्छु छैन यस्तै अड्किन्छु यो एप
Just not got to the rope. But what exactly is going on here for USA? Sure.
अड्क्यो साथीहरू अड्के गर्छ के गर्नु अब के भनौँ न सोल्युसन देऊ न
Surely he should have been 5 or 6 yards closer.
And the moment you said it, he did take a couple of yards in front. But would that help? Is a question.
गाइज सम्पूर्णले लाइक गरौँ सेयर गरौँ सब्सक्राइब गरौँ कति सब्सक्राइबर पुग्यो एकजनाले कमेन्ट गरिदिनु कति सब्सक्राइबर पुग्यो 200 त पुऱ्याइदिउँ मैले पुऱ्याउनु पर्यो यसमा 300 400 1K पुग्यो भने चाहिँ लाइक गर्नु सजिलो हुन्छ बेस्ट होइन 1K पुग्यो भने लाइक गर्नु बेस्ट हो सजिलो टाइम युट्युब आफैले अपडेट दिन्छ क्या लाइक गर्नु अर्डर दिन्छ त्यो भएन भने चाहिँ यस्तो ल्याङ हुन्छ
Both the batsmen now have decided this is the over.
Almost an action replay from a different batsman. This time it's Bertel. And again, Philip strays onto the pad. So he's found the outside edge. It hasn't quite carried to first slip. And then
अड्के गर्छ ल गाइज लाइक गरौँ सेयर गरौँ सब्सक्राइब 200 सब्सक्राइबर छ कति छ सब्सक्राइब थाहा छैन मलाई यसो लाइक गरौँ सेयर गरौँ सब्सक्राइब गरिदिउँ है
in consecutive balls, he's been punished into the leg side. 3 for Bertel. Sorry, 3 for Mala, now 4 for Bertel.
क्वालिटीमा हालेको छु त्यो हल्का क्वालिटी मिलाउनु न तपाईँहरूको त्यो हुन्छ नि ट्रिपल डट हुन्छ साइडमा त्यहाँ माथि गएर 480 त्यो तपाईँहरू 144 मा हेरेर हुन सक्छ कहिलेकाहीँ हैन
8 runs come from 3 deliveries. Nepal start to find their way into this game.
मसँग अर्को मोबाइल छैन के म के भन्छ नि एउटा के मिलाउन सक्नु त्यो हेर्न सक्नुहुन्थ्यो गाह्रो भयो साथीहरू गाह्रो भयो डिभाइस छैन कि गाइस अड्किन्छ डोन्ट वरी ब्रो चलेगा ओके ब्रो थ्याङ्क यू यसरी नै सपोर्ट गरौँ न म अब यस्तै अब चलेगा त चलेगा भिडियो चाहिँ नहीं चलेगा तो क्या करेंगे लोडिङ ल पोइन्ट टेबल देखाए फेरि अड्के गर्छ यार छ्या साथीहरू गाह्रो हुने भयो
Want to play the ODI Super League, which is the Cricket World Cup Super League with the Test
अड्केलाई सम्पूर्णलाई एक लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ है ल केही छैन यसरी सपोर्ट
Nations,
गर्दै
12 Test Nations, Andrew. And what about the third and second? What happens? So let me explain it to you. You can see the table here on your screen. The winner of this league, there is one added bonus. So the top 3 all advance to the Cricket World Cup qualifier in 2023. But if you win the league as well, and you go on to finish ahead and above of the side that finishes 13th in the Cricket World Cup Super League at that Cricket World Cup qualifier 2023, you will be promoted up to the Super League. So you would go up and join all the big boys, all the 12 Test Nations, or it could be 11 because a Test Nation could be relegated down to this Cricket World Cup League 2. So the top 3 teams all go to Cricket World Cup 2023, the qualifier for Cricket World Cup 2023. And the winning side has a chance to be promoted. They aren't guaranteed promotion, but they've got a chance to be promoted if they can finish ahead of the side that finishes 13th, who's staring down possible relegation. Change of bowling here. Kareem Agor into the attack with his left arm spin. And he is quick between the overs, so we'll just have one more quick look at...
अड्केको छैन भनेको फेरि अड्किहाल्छ छ्या यहाँ चलिरहेको छ माथि चल्दैन म के गर्नु के अब साथीहरु माथि तल चलिरहेछ यहाँ तल चलिरहेछ माथि चल्दैन नि
that points table. In fact, we won't have a chance to come back to that at the end of the over.
सब्स्क्राइब कसरी गर्ने हो सर सब्स्क्राइब भन्ने तल हुन्छ नि लाइक शेयर बटन तल रेड कलरको बटन हुन्छ नि त्यसलाई क्लिक गर्ने मात्र हो के तपाईको यो भिडियोको राइट ह्यान्ड साइडको हैन तलपटि रातो कलरको सब्स्क्राइब लेखेको हुन्छ एससीबी एससीआरबी रातो कलरको लेखेको हुन्छ त्यसमा क्लिक गर्ने मात्र हो के त्यति मात्र गर्दिनु धेरै सपोर्ट हुन्छ के
Bottom 4 teams, and there's more context there, there's more difference. If you finish 4th or 5th, you do go off.
हल्का अड्के यहाँ तल चलेर चाहिँ माथि अड्किन्छ कस्तो सिस्टम छ के यसको यस्तो कहिले हुँदैन थियो आज चाहिँ डिसन म्याक्सले के गर्यो यो यहाँ पुगिसक्यो चलेर लु
The repechage to try and get to the Cricket World Cup qualifier. But you're guaranteed your spot in Cricket World.
फेरि अड्किन्छ यो नमन्दै यस्तो गर्नुपर्छ अनि फेरि अर्का कट चल्छ होला भनेको चलेन त खै साथीहरु
League Two just worked into the offside for a couple. Whereas if you finish
खै साथीहरु गाह्रो भयो त यस्तो पाराले लनको फेरि यहाँ पर्दा भइछ ल त ओभर भइछ ल एकल म सब्स्क्राइबर चेक गर्छु है साथीहरु सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु न यसो हजुरहरुले सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु भने सपोर्ट हुन्छ के 125 मात्र छ सब्स्क्राइबर यसो सपोर्ट गरिदिनु न भट्टाभट सब्स्क्राइब भनिदिनु न हामीसँग
प्रमदिनको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन
कति जना चाहिँ हुन्छ 58 जना मात्र हुन्छ ल एक जना सब्स्क्राइब भनिदिनु न सपोर्ट गरिदिनु न के 1k भन्न सजिलो हुन्छ के गर्नु 1k भन्दा कति सजिलो हुन्छ मार्को च्यानल गर्दै सेकेन्ड लाइक गर्दिनु
a chance to go to the Cricket World Cup qualifier through the repechage alongside 6th and 7th, but 4th and 5th will be guaranteed their
खै साथीहरु यस्तो पाराले प्रगति नहोला जस्तो
spots in the next edition of Cricket World Cup League 2. Whereas if you finish 6th or 7th, you could be relegated back down to those challenge leagues. That's not where you want to be. The 260 sides ranked between 21st and 32nd in the world in essence. Sides here are all 14th to 20th. Maybe not in the official rankings necessarily, but the top 13 sides are all in that Cricket World Cup Super League where we've seen such thrilling cricket already. Sides beating each other all over the place. Back to the action here. Elmore Hutchinson. The attack. Arms here. Just the 4 overs of Philip.
Gavin thinks it's the right time to bring Hutchinson as well to see if he gets the lift too.
अहिले चाहिँ तपाईं डिस
He's got the height.
टिमै हेर्नुहुन्छ नि यही लेभलको अड्किरहेको आज क्वालिटी क्रममा छैन
Bertel is going to start to show us his full array of shots, you'd have to think. Hutchinson's bowling has just struggled a little bit on this trip, hasn't really been in the wickets, and he's gone for a few runs.
सब्स्क्राइब मैले
Towards the end, this Oman targeted him.
गरेको छु भो
They decided to go after him.
सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु भएको छ
It was Sandeep Kaur and Naseem Khushi in the middle when they decided this is the over to reduce.
है ठाने है लान
There it is. Just dismissive, isn't it?
हानेको छ हान्यो नअड्किन हौ चौका छ हाने भने सधैँ अड्किन्छ चलिरहेछ यार यहाँ चलिरहेछ माथि चाहिँ
Down the track, it's going to be the first maximum, the shortest side of the ground. Elmore Hutchinson takes a look at him because he can't believe how old.
अनि फिर्सेन गाइस सम्पूर्ण लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गाइस सम्पूर्ण सपोर्ट मात्र गरिदिनु के कुचर भुर्दुले छक्का पनि हाने ल खै त्यहाँ जम्मा 56 जना मात्र बाजे हुन्छ शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गर्यो भने धेरै हुन्छन् सपोर्ट गर्नु पनि हल्का अड्किएको साथीहरु के यस्तो पाराले गाह्रो छ साथीहरुलाई कसरी देखाउनु होला आफूले त हेर्न पाइरहेन त्यस्तो बिजो भइरहेन अब चल्छ ल
team today is Kyle Phillip. But with only 2
हेर्न त कस्तो अड्किन्छ यार यो यहाँ चल्छ माथि अड्किन्छ खै साथीहरु गाह्रो भयो त लाइभ राम्रो
right-handed bowling options.
एकछिन पज गरिरहन्छु ल त्यो माथिको उतै बढ्दै जा ड्यामहरु हुन्छ नि
And so many left armers, it just gets a bit
सिस्टम अड्किन्छ
monotonous, a bit samey, doesn't it, for USA?
फेरि अड्के ओहो नभन्ने हेर्दै थाहा हुन्छ सिस्टम यो माथि बढिरहेको छैन कि हल्का नेट स्लो त छैन नेट त राम्रो फास्टै चलिरहेको नि 344 मा राम्रो चलिरहेको 40 को हो
I think what would have prompted them to stick with the 4 left arm option is the number of right-handers in Nepal. Of course, one of them is an opener, Kushal Bhurtel.
नेपालको ब्याटिङ चाहिँ आज राम्रो स्टार्टिङ विकेट गुमाए पनि राम्रो चलिरहेको मलाई गाइस यसो सपोर्ट गरिदिनु लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गरेर
You as a team when you're preparing is expected to be removed by the paces while they start. Apart from that, look at that middle order. Kushal Malla would be a
पछि अलि मिलाउँछ नि भाइले चाहिँ यस्तै अड्के गर्छ -9 सेकेन्ड भइसक्यो एक्सन स्टुडियो कस्तो एक्सन स्टुडियो अड्किन्छ साथीहरु नेपालले त नि के गर्नु त म कुनै अप्सन छ भने भनौं न के गर्न मिल्छ भने
The inside edge. So Hutchinson recovers well after being dispatched for that maximum 6 runs.
सम्पूर्ण यसो सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ न 85 जन हुन्छ ल सम्पूर्ण सब्स्क्राइब भन्नु त ल म सब्स्क्राइबर चाहिँ गर्छु सम्पूर्ण प्लिज गाइस रिक्वेस्ट सम्पूर्ण एक सब्स्क्राइब ल 125 छ ल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल सम्पूर्ण एक सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु एक सब्स्क्राइब ल सपोर्ट गरिदिनु 130 मात्र सब्स्क्राइबर छ
From his first over, but Nepal, I think they're on top 41 for 1.
गाइस सम्पूर्ण सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु
विदेशमा पनि फ्लोग हाट र लेट फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्रमियमको भरपर्दो नाम
सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु नि त्यो सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु नि कस्तो उठ्लो भएको म हल्का त अड्किरहेको छैन सिस्टम अड्किरहेको म यसमा केही गर्न सक्दिनँ मैले चाहिँ
सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन
कुमारी परिवार सुरक्षा बचत खाताले खोलेको छ सबैको सुरक्षाको साथ
अड्के गर्छ बिजोक सब जिन्दगी 91 जना सब्स्क्राइब मैले गर्दै ल अड्के गर्छ साथीहरु खै गेम राम्रो क्वालिटीमा हेर्न नपाइला जस्तो यसलाई पज गर्न मिल्छ मिल्दैन लाइभले पज गर्न मिल्नेमा अर्को ठाउँबाट गएर आउँथ्यो नि त
So I'm just not seeing where the weight of runs is coming from.
नबस्तरमा आफै हेर्ने हेर्छु 84 जना वाचिङ न लाइक गर्दिम शेयर गर्नु सब्स्क्राइब गर्दिम त्यही हो Please check the speed of your internet if you are using too many devices at the same time. Subscription increasing subscription.
With the exception of him, down the track,
down
straight, down the ground. Kyle Phillips very wide a bit on. It's going to be.
मैले काठमाडौँ भन्छु के एक्जाम दिन आज +2 को +2 को एक्जाम दिन आएपछि अनि के भन्ने अब रुममा बसेपछि त क्वालिटी राम्रो आउँदैन VPN मोड गरौँ न ब्रो
Awarded to the boundary. Bertel continues to prosper. Don't the Nepal fans love it? They're chanting in the background. It was a tempting.
Play Store डाउनलोड गर्ने खुरुखुरु देखाउ न हल्का अड्किरहेको
Easing speed from Gore, not a bad piece of bowling, but Bertel rises to the challenge.
Yeah, with
अड्क्यो पखम ल म फेसबुकमा पनि दिन्छु
to toss it up.
ल यहाँबाट हेरौँ ल
And that boundary wouldn't have pinched him much because he knows that's the opportunity as well.
अहिले साथै रेसमा हेरौँ है
This time hurried the batsman a little. Flatter.
It's a really good piece of placement though as well from Bertel because
3-4 बल ढिलियो र
Kyle Phillip, very wide long on, was almost trying to cover 2 positions. Bertel was wise at getting it straight for the boundary.
भन्दा ढिलो र तर केही फरक पर्दैन राम्रो हेर्न पाइन्छ
I'm going to misfield.
मिसफिल्डबाट
Seen too much of that from Nosh Kenjige who jumps over it.
स्लो के
Get through for a couple. Bertel is dominating this partnership with Mala.
अटुला स्टेज लो छ ल अब चाहिँ लाइभ हेरौँ न
Communication has been kept simple here. The skipper told Purtel, now assume charge, score the quick runs. I'll try and play the anchor's role.
यता राम्रो दिने रहेछ
Last over of the power play, they've got to move on.
हो दाजुको खोइ के हो के
That's a glorious shot. It's going to go
दामी स्विच
almost all the way for 6. Just one bounce in front of the rope and 4.
फाइनली 50 रन पुगेछ नेपालको
Really powerful
अब
strike
4 हो
from Bertel. He's showing his shots all around the ground. Down,
10 ओभरमा
straight down the ground for 4. A cut for a couple, followed by a strong sweep. The 50 comes up inside the power play. Real advantage Nepal. And it's thanks to this dynamic batting from Michel Bertel.
I subscribe. Thank you Prakash Khanal ji. Thank you very much.
Excellent recovery after losing an early wicket. Nepal. They will be changing gloves as well, probably a little sweaty. And of course, a gulp of water is never far away in Oman.
अहिले सपोर्ट नगरे कहिले गर्ने त 80 78
One ball to go, and excellent recovery made by Nepal.
झन् युट्युबबाट लाइभ गर्न पाए झन् राम्रो क्वालिटीमा आउँछ के
They'll score runs and score them quickly.
जान्छ 1k भएछ मात्र युट्युबबाट डाइरेक्टली लाइभ
And Indramalla taking his time, scoring at 50. 8 to 16 here.
सम्पूर्ण एक शेयर चाहिँ गरौँ न लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब ल अब हेर्दै गरौँ यतिकै साथीहरु सम्पूर्णले म नै हेर्छु यतिकै चार्जमा धेरै छैन 45 थियो यसमा 41 छ है थ्यांक यू दाइ हजुर लाइभ दिनु भयो थ्यांक यू ल वेलकम ल थ्यांक यू हजुरहरु पनि मलाई फेभर गर्नु पर्यो लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु पर्यो नि त म जापानबाट हेर्छु थ्यांक यू नेपाल सुवेदी ज्यू जापानबाट हेर्नुहुन्छ टाढाबाट भयो नि हामीले साथ दिइरहनु भएको
This is great batting.
हामी लेट कोट खेल्दै रहेछ
12 runs coming from that over and not a lot of risk. So I think it's advantage Nepal at the end of the first power play. 53 for 1 after 10. Keep going with these questions that you keep sending in here to Cricket Badge. That's me, Andrew Leonard, on Twitter and Instagram. One from Amit Dackle here, watching on from Australia. What a surprise, so many Nepali fans in Australia. And he was wondering, what do you think, Andrew, the ideal score to defend on this pitch might be, given the bowling is better than the batting side of Nepal? I would agree with that. I think their strength lays in their bowling. And he's really looking forward to seeing the extra pace and bounce of Gulshan Jah. It's the same wicket a few days ago. 230 wasn't enough for USA. I think Nepal wants at least that, probably 250 with the start that they've had. Despite the magic hands and treatment of Rapani, the Nepal physio, he wasn't able to bowl against Oman. Oman cruised that chase, didn't they?
Lamichand's absence did help, but that wasn't all.
ल गाइस सम्पूर्णले सुन्नु न नेपाल भन्ने कोले कमेन्ट गरिदिनु सम्पूर्ण जसले
Lots of questions coming in as well about Gulshan Jah. What do you think of the bright prospect of Gulshan Jah?
नेपालको धन्दा
Samar
नेपालले
Pan on Twitter. Good question. I think he's certainly a bit like Kyle Phillip, not the finished
क्वालिटी आफै बनाउनु
article by any stretch, but he's got a bit about him.
हो साथीहरु
Has struggled a bit with an ankle injury. I think he would have played a couple of days ago.
प्रब्लम आएर छ मैले यहाँ देखिरहेको छु
But
इन्टरनेट प्रब्लम
he's into the team today. A first international. I've watched him bowl quite a bit in the nets over the last week or two.
नेपालले सुरेन यादव
See how he goes later on this afternoon.
एकजना आएर कमेन्ट नेपालले थ्यांक यू सो मच
Brilliant from Kareem Agor. Looked like a certain single.
नेपाल
Look at the Nepal fans. They continue to flood in. They're going to go up into the grandstand now. We'll show you that at the end of the over. It'll be hot work for them cheering out in that sun, isn't it?
मर्जनजु नेपाल yes of course
Is sun even a factor here? They're seeing their team give it all in the same heat, probably even more on the ground with the pressure.
फुल स्क्रिन गर्नु न फुल
Now
स्क्रिन फुल
to
स्क्रिन
ease that out, here they are. Watch out for those.
फुल स्क्रिन यति हो ब्रो यो भन्दा
Watch out for those fans and those flags. The flags are never frowning. They're always flying
फुल
high
स्क्रिन यति नै हो ब्रो
with pride.
Yeah, such a special flag, that Nepal one as well. Completely unique in the world. Not like all the other rectangular flags. It's those two triangles joined up.
It's the only one which is not rectangle.
सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु मेरो अर्को मेन च्यानल
Already unique, Nepal.
मेरो मेन च्यानल कसरी सब्स्क्राइब गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ
Camel Curler on Twitter at Cricket Badge. This is something special. 53 runs in the power play. What will they score after 20 overs? Well, stay with us. You'll be able to find out. He's watching live on Action Sports HD. Badge hang Nepal.
हजुरहरुले चाहिँ 170
Nice drive, but 5 dots. Good tight stuff from Hutchinson. Purashottam Dahal. That's a good recovery after the early wicket. This is what has changed in Nepali cricket recently. Before, they would have lost wickets at Cricket Badge. I'd agree with that. They did tend to lose wickets in clumps, but it's a very different side, a different mindset under Dav Watmore.
Absolutely. What we've seen earlier as well, Nepal go big in the beginning, especially if they have wickets in hand at the end of 10. That's exactly the situation right now. In those games, those were T20s of course, but the way they finish it off with absolute finesse, the openers scoring the bulk of runs.
Like, share, subscribe.
It's been great to watch, and it all depends on who the coach is as well, because that's the mindset that permeates throughout the side. 11 gone, 54 for 1.
Bertel is continuing to not just dominate the partnership, but dominate the strike. He's nabbed it off his skipper 2 overs in a row. He will keep the strike. He's got 34. Mala's only got 8. Mala won't mind that. And Team Shrestha on Twitter asking me about Gulshan Jah as well. What's my view on him into the playing 11? He's watching on from Sydney. Yeah, I think it's the correct selection. Dav Watmore was telling me before the start of play that he may well have played earlier in the week if it wasn't for his ankle injury. Unable to be picked against either Papua New Guinea or the first 2 games of this Cricket World Cup League 2, but he gets his chance. Saw him be given his cap with great pride earlier today. Maybe a little surprising to see Kareem Agor stay on after he was treated with real disdain by Bertel, but now the power play's over. He has got some protection out in the deep. All 4 fielders that he can use are being used. And another misfield. Kenjige, who's so fine in the field, just hasn't started the day very well. Gets back for a couple.
It's one of those moments when Kareem Agor feels, yes, I cannot be on the field at the same time I'm bowling. I can't be at mid-wicket. But Kenjige, what an amazing fielder himself. Kareem Agor and Kenjige. These 2 have stopped more runs than anybody else.
Great comment here from Parsu Adhikari from Canada, watching on Willow TV. I'm originally from Nepal, but I consider myself a Nepalese Canadian now. Half a chance that it's bowled him, I think. That's what Manang Patel has said, and muted celebrations. It's cannoned off the bat, back onto the pad. That is the wicket the USA needed. Kushal Bertel was living by the sword. Paid the price, came down the track. Let's see what happens. Thuds it into his pad, and it just clips the off bail. Misfortune. No celebrations for Gore, but that is a big, big wicket. Bertel has dominated the innings so far. He's gone for 36. USA strike. How badly they needed that.
Got to say, in hindsight, excellent piece of captaincy. Relied on Gore. And said, here you go, 11th over. 11 overs done and dusted, 12th one. Got more protection in the deep. Give me a wicket. That's what Gore does. Nice drift. Pulled him towards leg. And the ball just kisses outside off. Manang Patel was ready for the stumping as well, mind you. But then he didn't have to. Timber was already disturbed by the time letter came to him.
Bertel gone for 36 from 43. Nepal 56 for 2.
Single double आउँछ धेरै प्रायः जस्तो स्कोर कार्डहरु
Kushal Bhurtel, the last man dismissed, got off to a good start, was looking for runs on the leg side, wasn't to be on that occasion, missed it, and the ball went on to hit the outside part of off. Asif Sheikh was the first one to go, courtesy. Kareem Agor on the field, excellent running backward. Brilliant catch indeed. Ganindra Malla is at the moment with Rohit Paul in the middle.
He needed that wicket, Gore, didn't he? Rohit Paul in at number 4. Get off the mark immediately with a really quick single. Malhotra's been replaced at slip. Maybe rather unceremoniously. Don't think he found his feet in there too much yesterday. Dropped the catch and 3 or 4 drop short of him or go wide of him as well. So was the youngster Sanjay Krishnamurthy in at first slip with Malhotra out into the covers. That's where that single went. Just going to finish that tweet, Suhas. Listen to this. From Canada, originally from Nepal, as a Nepalese Canadian, it would be a double pleasure to see Nepal dominating this game against USA. Always a good rivalry between neighbours, isn't there, USA and Canada? Thanks for watching on Willow TV. The sweep shot, but straight to Elmore Hutchinson. So fortune for Core, but he did find the breakthrough. He's got 1 for 19. Doesn't look overly happy with himself. 57 for 2.
Good work by Gore. 2 wickets taken by USA till now. Gore's played a part in both of them. One with the ball in hand, other by taking a brilliant catch.
Question from Anish Lutal on Twitter at Cricket Badge. Andrew, I was wondering if it was possible for you guys to tell me, I suppose estimate really, that's all we'll be able to do, is the bowlers' speeds and what they're bowling at. Just keen to know the average speed and the fastest of the Nepalese bowlers. I think that Nepal are still lacking one good pace bowler who can bowl above 140 kilometres an hour. The latter point is a very good one. There isn't much out-and-out raw pace in Nepal. A lot of hype, a lot of talk about Gulshan Jah, the extra bounce that he gets. Nicely bowled by Hutchinson. To talk about Hutchinson's speed, he's certainly not rapid. He's probably in the high 70s, 78 miles an hour, about 128 kilometres an hour, something like that. The quickest bowlers of the week for you, Suhas? I think probably Kyle Phillip, Bilal Khan maybe?
Bilal Khan, yes, but even Bilal Khan in the last game relied more on slower deliveries once he realised the pitch was rewarding when he asked the batsman to put in some power behind the deliveries to make it away. Yeah, Bilal Khan for me. Watch out for Gulshan Jah, he has got extra space. There were talks about his front knee being bent a little. Just imagine what could have been the case if that's not while releasing the ball. Yes, but he still generates a lot of pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle Phillip as well. Probably the quickest of the American bowlers by a distance. Jesse Singh can get it through, but he's been sent back to America for treatment on an injury to his side. One of 2 changes.
Jesse Singh always gets you excited with the celebration too.
Next question from Nishal, watching on from Nepal. Question for Andrew. Which current commentator would you like to share a commentary box with you? Well, look, given the week that's in it, I'm going to go for only one name. I think Michael Atherton's the best in the world myself, but I'll go for Michael Holding, the great man who's announced his commentary. My favourite of all time, it's a toss-up between Richie Benaud and Tony Cozier, that iconic Caribbean voice. What about you, Suhas? Who did you look up to growing up?
I've grown up listening to Ravi Shastri, Alan Wilkins, Harsha Bhogle, and Nasir Hussain, of course, of late. He's been brilliant. Dinesh Karthik has earned a name for himself in just one good series. He was brilliant, wasn't he? He was always the weatherman, he was almost everything. That's what happens when you go to England, isn't it? You've got to be very dynamic.
Well, I think Dinesh Karthik's winning all the awards for the best dressed in the commentary box, no doubt about that.
Yeah, the sartorial choices is just excellent indeed.
No such style here, I can assure you of that from either of us. I'll speak on both of our behalf there. Warm and sweaty in the commentary box outdoors here. No great elegance on show. Good stuff this from Hutchinson. Pumped into the deep for a 6. Been a lot of dots in the meantime. Kapil Sapkota, I think if Rohit and Gyanendra stays up to the 35th over, then it could be 250 to 270 for Nepal. We wish for a century for our captain today, who celebrated his birthday yesterday.
I'm sure Gyanendra Malla is not thinking of the century but a victory here. That would be the best return gift to give to the nation that's been behind him all the time. They take their cricket very seriously, Nepalese. And Nepal team has also listened to them.
Good bowling this from Hutchinson. 1 run from the over. And again, a good line there. 13 gone, 58 for 2.
147
Next comment, Alessandro Hernandez. Do tell us where you're watching on from, really. Gives us a thrill to hear where you are watching. It hasn't said where he is watching from. But he asks, I was wondering why associate nations are not playing multi-day cricket anymore. Very good question. Unfortunately, it's due to the demise of the Intercontinental Cup, which was the first-class 4-day competition for the leading associate nations, which unfortunately is no more. But it's been replaced at least by a real glut of 50 over and T20 opportunities. For the associates, and in fairness to the ICC, the pathways that they have now, everything either leads into a T20 World Cup or a 50 over World Cup. So almost wherever you are in the rankings, you've got a chance to at least see your way through the pathway. It might not be easy. You have to get through regional qualifiers, up into the global qualifier to then get to the T20 World Cup itself. And then in the ODI game, it's very difficult unless you're in the top 32, but at least all those in the top 32 have an actual pathway to get on to a 50 over World Cup.
Lots of changes coming because of the pandemic as well. Lost out a lot of time. Yes, USA was a little miffed as well. You talked about their relationship with Canada in terms of cricket fans. They were a little miffed because of what happened in the under-19. That tournament got cancelled.
Yeah, we've seen 3 of those regional under-19 events not be able to be played. We will see action in Europe. I think it's next week, actually. Ireland, Scotland, Netherlands and Jersey playing out for the spot in the Caribbean. 2022, 14 overs gone. It's a maiden from Kareem Agor. Good stuff from him. USA just tightening things now with the dismissal of Bertel. 58 for 2. Just going back to that question about that Intercontinental Cup. Afghanistan, the final winners of that event in 2017. And the sides that finished first and second in that, Afghanistan and Ireland, of course, are now test nations, and the remaining sides weren't able to pull it together. More questions coming in asking about Camel Corrala, this is. Pulled into the deep, just too short, and no one in the deep on the leg side apart from fine legs, so Mala's going to break the string of dots from Hutchinson and Gore with a boundary 4.
Just so a 1 run of the over before that as well. Hutchinson is giving this away. Once again, the comfortable height. Both Nepalese batsmen.
And that's good batting. So the pull shot has pushed the fielder out into the deep, and he just works into the leg side for 1.
Of course,
That's what one attacking shot does as well. Opens up more options to play your safer shots. How is Bodell going to face Hutchinson? He's taken his time here to obtain Rohit Bodell in no hurry. He's been sent to build an innings today.
1 over ma aru bela 7-3 hunदा 6-3 त खेल्छ के छ होल्ड गर्यो एउटा एक्स्ट्रा होल्ड गर्यो
Hit in the air and taken, Kareem Agor. Unbelievable. That's his second stunning catch of the day. This one may be even better than the first. Every single one of the American team is around him. They're hugging him. They're not going to let him go because he's dived full length to his left like a goalkeeper. Just one hand. He hung in the air right in front of our commentary position. He's clung on. Kareem Agor, you're as good as they come in the field. That's 2. Look at this.
It's not a catch. It's its country cousin snatch. Snatch it from thin air. Wow.
Oh, that is brilliant. The brilliant thing about this catch, it's bobbled in his hand, and he's been clever enough to reclasp it just before he hits the ground, because that impact so often pops it out. Brilliant athleticism, brilliant talent. It's the 3rd wicket, and purely due to the brilliance of this man, Kareem Agor, in the field. He's been involved in all 3 wickets, 2 catches and 1 with the ball. That's as good as you'll see.
Magical. Absolutely magical. He doesn't stand just as a fielder, he coordinates of the whole area. If Karima goes at point, you got to tell yourself as a batsman, backward point's not an option either.
Not another man, I think, here this week that would have caught both those two catches, I'll assure you of that. 14.3 overs gone. The players, the umpires, and us here in the commentary box, we're all going to take a drink. I think we need a breath after that moment of magic. Nepal, 63 for 3.
Guys, सम्पूर्णले अब ड्रिङ्क ब्रेक भयो यो च्यानलमा प्लिज यो च्यानलमा सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु न मेरो अफिसियल च्यानल हो यो गाइस यसमा कमेन्ट गर्नु त यसमा सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु न नेपाली स्पोर्ट 2.0 यसलाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु न गाइस यो मेरो अफिसियल च्यानल हो के यसमा पनि सब्स्क्राइब गर्नु न यसलाई हैन यसलाई पनि गेम यो सिरिज लाइक अरु सिरिज सम्पूर्ण हाइलाइटहरु म त्यसमा हाल्छु हैन यसमा यो च्यानलमा आइपीएल को हाइलाइटहरु पनि हाल्छु हैन साथीहरु यसमा हाल्छु अर्कोमा हाल्छु म सोचिरहेको छु के कन्ट्र्याक्सन हुन्छ नि यस्तो हो के 7 टाइम्स कन्ट्र्याक्सन हुन्छ अनि सोचिरहेको छु कहिले हाल्नु राम्ररी राम्ररी मौसम साधारण डिस्प्ले भन्ने सबसे डिस्प्ले कमन टेलरहरुको डिस्प्ले होला अनि हामी कम डिस्प्ले भन्छ डिस्प्ले भएर सबैले हामीले यहाँ लाइभहरुमा 12 मा अब 12 को सांस्कृतिक दिनको हुन्छ लाइभहरुमा त्यो हुन्छ यसो कमेन्ट गरौँ आज एग्जाम विषय कस्तो हो म त खतरो दिन्छु
That wicket meant that the break will be taken between the over. Hutchinson still has 3 more to go to finish his 4th. Nepal 63 for 3. Bhandari is in the middle because of some magnificence from Karima Kaur at point. This is good stuff for USA.
Jot game start bhaisakyo.
Edged in front of Malhotra, who is again too deep at slip. Not as deep as he was. Hutchinson doesn't have the same pace. Surely he's got
live game on
thinking I move a yard in front, it falls inches in front.
Hutchinson causing problems here, but big news in the commentary box, massive news. I've brought a pair of shorts from the hotel which I forgot this morning, and thank God I've been able to change into them because I was melting away in the chinos which I was wearing for the toss. So the energy levels are going to be restored in the commentary box after a tough first third.
USAले ओमनलाई 179 को टार्गेट दिएको थियो हैन ओमनले त लास्ट ओभरमा जित्छ यार जित्दैन
Good from Hutchinson.
49.4 ओभरमा
जितेर from Karima Kaur. He just single-handedly changed this game, hasn't he?
Single-handedly, metaphorically? What a catch that was.
नेपालको ब्याटिङ कहिले मजा यस्तो हुन्छ सधैँ यस्तो हुन्छ
Thuds into something, whether it be the thigh pad or the bat. We'll wait to see if Bhandari's off the mark. He's not. It's leg buys. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. Do not take your eyes off the screen. Karima Kaur, backward point, soared through the air like Superman. He's hung in mid. In this catch, I'm going to repeat it. He has not caught this cleanly on the first attempt. It's half juggled, then he's reclasped his fingers, he's closed his hand on it, braced himself for the impact, which was on the left arm, and he's managed to cling on. I think this young fielder is world class. I can't think of many better fielders in the global game.
Certainly one of the best. He's one of the best also at creating opportunities for his side. He's so good at reacting quickly. That's one thing. Having the reflexes. Quite another to execute it to perfection. Even half of the run-out chances that he created, it's because he gets there so quickly, doesn't he? Recognizes the opportunity.
I think he's going to be flowing with confidence now as well. Been involved in all 3 dismissals. The issue now for Nepal, I've said this a few times, where are the runs coming from?
Now that the wicket has fallen, and Bhandari is taking time. What happened there?
Just looking for the paddle sweep because Bhandari anxious to get off the mark. No contact made, too full from Gore.
It's important that the strike is rotated because that phase of the game where the USA can put more pressure on Nepal through dot balls.
And Bhandari is known to start slowly. I think USA recognising that, just trying to get a real sequence of dots, build and build and build this pressure. And all of a sudden, after being in such a strong position at the end of the power play with Bertel looking so comfortable, so confident, all in a spot of bother. Going to be a maiden over. Good stuff from Gore, not just in the field with the ball as well. 16 gone, 64 for 3.
Nepal taking a bit of time to mollify the loss of a wicket. Just get a feeling the word Gyanendra Malla would have had with Bhandari is that let's take singles at least. Now that's the side for Nepal today. Kushal Purtel, Mohammad Asif Sheikh. The openers have been dismissed. Gyanendra Malla, the skipper still there. Rohit Podel. Due to some excellence on the field from Karima Gore, finds himself back in the pavilion. You have Vinod Bhandari, Karan Casey, Sompal Kami, Gulshan Kumar Jha. Then the bowling starts. Kushal Malla is very handy with the bat, of course. Sandeep Lamichhane and Sushan Bhari.
Who's going to be at 6 though? Will it be Kushal Malla? Will they use Sompal Kami up the order?
I would prefer Kushal Malla, reason being USA have the spinners to trouble the right-handers at the moment.
Look at this aggressive captaincy. Might have been Hutchinson that's taken the wicket, but they like the matchup of big debutant Kyle Phillip to Gyanendra Malla and Vinod Bhandari. Remember, Malla was bounced out by Damien Ravu of Papua New Guinea last week. Short, sharp bouncer, just feathered through to the keeper. So we might see some short ball tactics here. Lovely, hard, lengthy bowls, that, isn't it? That seems to be his natural length. Comes right in up towards the V of the bat.
It's very difficult to negotiate, to keep the ball down, especially when the ball grows on you at the last moment.
I would really appreciate that.
What are the options here for Gyanendra Malla? Just go runs. Can either go through covers.
That's where he's going to go, just a single, but I don't think USA will mind that too much because they'll have the man who's yet to get off the mark on strike.
Who are commentators? Commentator भनेको एन्ड्रु भन्ने छ नि एउटा स्कटल्यान्ड सायद उनीहरुको EPL को कमेन्ट्री EPL को टाइममा गर्नु हैन एन्ड्रु लियन समथिङ एयरबाट कस्तो प्रोनाउन्स हैन एन्ड्रु लियोनार्डो त्यस्तो टाइप हो कमेन्ट्री
That will be signalled wide. Two standing umpires today. Let's take a look at them. Two local umpires standing. Ahmed Shah Pakteen, the third umpire today.
के कमेन्ट देखाको बिचमा सरी ब्रो सरी ओभर सकेपछि मात्रै हेर्छु ल अब कमेन्ट है त सरी ब्रो एक्सट्रिमली सरी
Media calls yes, and Gore just half a fumble. I reckon if he'd picked that up cleanly and thrown to the non-striker's end, I'm not sure why he was looking to throw to the keeper's end. Bandari could have been in a spot of bother, continuing to cause havoc. Those two standing umpires, Rahul Asher and Hari Krishna. Match referee Graham Lebroy. Ahmed Shah Pakteen of Afghanistan, the third umpire today.
Slightly upish.
And guys, I play
fall safely.
All fans who are really the only fans in the ground. Group of about 80, I'd say, or so over in what will be the grandstand for the T20 World Cup next month. Very muted indeed the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes, they've been quiet. They've also been made quiet by Karima Kaur's excellence on the field. But as we've so often seen with Nepal fans, a boundary and they'll be roaring again.
SRH okay ल विजय जीउची SRH को हुँदो रहेछ फ्यान त्यसै गरी अरूले कमेन्ट गर्दिनु बसन्त ज्यू मोमेन्ट्स म पनि मोमेन्ट्स के फ्यान सिन्स कहिलेबाट हैन
It's just unconditional love that you get from Nepal fans for their team, isn't it?
मैले मोमेन्ट्स भनेको थापाको
Always backing their side. It's a great attribute to have.
Yeah, just half an appeal from Karima Kaur, or sorry, excuse me, from Kyle Phillip, just trying to convince the umpire that shouldn't be signalled wide as much as anything. 17 gone. Nepal have slowed to 4 and over, and they're 3 down.
दिल्ली क्यापिटल के खाइरहेको छु राजा म एक्जाम दिएर आएको हो कि हैन +2 एक्जाम आज फिजिक्स एक्जाम थियो हाम्रो बिग्रे हैन अनि भोग्रा अनि यसो चाउचाउ चिउरा खाँदैछु काठमाडौँमा छु गाह्रो छ नि साथीहरू विजय भण्डारी ब्रो के भयो एसआर मनिष घुम्रेजीको एसआर छ योगेन्द्र अधिकारी भयो आरसीबी को फ्यान हो ब्रो म ओके आरसीबी मेरो बेस्ट फ्रेन्डहरु पनि आरसीबी को फ्यानहरु छ आफ्नो फ्यान आफ्नो सपोर्टर हो आफ्नो कब के हो मैले जानेर बुझे अनुसार हैन कसको के अनुसार फेभरेट हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि नि मैले बुझे अनुसार आफ्नो फेभरेट प्लेयर जुनमा छ त्यही हुन्छ नि एउटा त्यसै गरी अर्को आफूले जब जस्तै मैले 2016 बाट आइपिएल हेर्न थालेँ
So Kaur's going to continue. No signs of Nisarg Patel, nothing from Nosh Kenjige or Krishna Murthy. Just too many spinners. No Stephen Taylor yet, of course, either.
Two right-handers operating Stephen Taylor will not be considered at the moment, I feel.
Punjab, okay, so Bandari Mulla out from squad. Of course, EPL को कुरा
Karima Kaur's done really well.
Okay, EPL
Taking out an extra were not a bad idea at all.
Okay, so दुईटै कुरा गर्ने भाइ यसरी हेर्ने यार क्रिकेट लाइभ एक चिनमा हो.
Where to for Nepal from here? It's going to be a period of consolidation, surely.
एभरेज भनेको
Yes, it's going to be a period of milking the bowling.
राम्रो छ. क्रिस गेल त नआउने भएकर है एभरेज लिगमा.
With every passing over, something's getting clear. The Gyanendra Malla wants to play the anchoring role. No.
Good work. This time it's Sushant Madani at extra cover.
EPL भनेको छ हैन सब अफगानिस्तान पाकिस्तान
Initially thought of that single, but the ricochet wasn't far away.
यस्तो काहे हुन्छ
Madani had got it under control. Slight change in field for Gyanendra Malla. There's a long on in place.
Bit of bounce this time for Kaur. Haven't seen much of that from him. He's been very, very flat, horribly flat at points with his bowling. Just today he's finding a little bit of loop. It's not necessarily much slower, just starting to get a bit of arc. See that arc he's getting into his deliveries. Tight stuff from him, only 2 runs coming from that over. Boosted by the brilliance of his fielding. He's looking confident. Nepal 70 for 3.
कस्तो 12 को एक्जाम हो ब्रो अब बिरनी फिनिश थियो बस्दै बिग्रे
Run rates reduced a bit.
बिग्रे भनौं न
After the fall of the previous wicket, Rohit Kumar Paudel
एकैचोटी
went back.
सबै चलेको प्लेयर लिनु सक्छ त चलेको केमा आइपिएल मा सक्दैन
Spin from one end
आइपिएल मा
to the
सक्दैन
other.
प्लिज साइलेन्स बस्न मिल्दैन
That
ओके
saga
त पनि
will
मिल्छ
continue.
ल मिल्छ
some life injected into the Nepal fans now.
They feel
there's a big over coming. Vinod Bhandari has faced 14 deliveries for his 2. Would want to get a move on, but would it be this over? Here's Kyle Phillip.
Yeah, I think the reason that they've gone for Phillip here, both of these batsmen early in their innings, loads of spin options, but just seeing if they can find something. It'll probably only be a 2 or 3 over burst. Might be just this one and one more. See if that steepling bounce can find a way to get Kushal Malla into the crease. We probably see Stephen Taylor introduce them with his off spin. Very impressive yesterday, Taylor.
Ball just full quota of 10.
Off the outside edge, no slip in place. And it's going to run away for a boundary. Not too sure why it's Gully instead.
So यस्तो गाली नगर्दैन प्लिज च्यालेन्ज बस्न मिल्दैन भन्नुभयो नि त उहाँ मनी सिक्दैले त्यही भएर हो कि कमेन्ट किन पढेको सरी ब्रो कमेन्ट पढ्नु हल्का कुन कलेजमा म हिमालय कलेज हिटर को नि नभएको हो नेपालको हिटर हार्ड कमेन्ट रिप्लाई दिनु बट कमेन्ट चाहिँ डिस्प्लेमा नदेखाउनु के प्लिज अनि कमेन्टमा हेर्न ल यसमा त अर्कै त ब्याट्सम्यान सिस्टम हेर्नुमा एकैछिन है साथीहरू साथीहरू एकैछिन है यहाँ हल्का प्रब्लम आयो अनि कमेन्ट देखाएन भने म कसरी पढ्नु साथीहरू
Short of the back line where the stumps are.
कमेन्ट अनि पढ्नु भन्छन् कसैले नपढ्नु भन्छन् कमेन्ट अगर नदेखाउनु है रे अनि म पढ्नु पर्यो हल्का ल पर्फर्म है साथीहरू यसमा यो लिङ्क त अर्कै त उहाँको लिङ्क जाउँ है अर्को सबै लिङ्कहरू अड्किन्छ त यसमा रहेछ यसमा नै अड्क्यो यसमा त छैन खोइ हो भिडियो एकैछिन साथीहरू
replay of this. Look at where this is delivered city as well. There's a ploy for the bowlers, especially when they realize that the batsman is either coming down the track or it's swinging too late.
Thank you bro. के गरेको सरी ब्रो त आइको लिङ्कमा अड्केको थियो र कमेन्टहरु गर्न पनि जम्मा हल्का क्लियर हुन्छ यो लिङ्क clear
that time he's bent the back quicker, flatter, less bounce. Probing stuff from Phillip, but Malla and Bhandari survive critically for Nepal. 19 gone. Still gone at 4 and over. 76 for 3.
Celebrating Kumari Bank Limited's 20 years of adding value.
As I said, with every passing over, it's just giving you a sense of calm. He's telling you, I want to stay there. I want to play the anchor's role. Nostosh Kenjige from the pavilion end now for the first time. A backward point in place, a point in place. Now a backward point will turn itself into a third man inside the circle then.
By dance got down, okay.
The batsman, after he played that shot, was a little concerned that the bat hit something. Nank was too near the follow through.
Very clearance,
it's nice from Kenjige, nice pace. We've seen the American spinners learn. They've come up almost entirely from nothing but T20 cricket.
No.
Down the track, hammered just in advance of Malhotra, cuts it off. They'll be playing a lot of their cricket on artificial wickets and some on matting wickets. There are grass pitches growing throughout the United States as well, but the difference between playing on those kind of wickets in T20 competitions where the batsmen are trying to smash you every ball to here, the magnificent facilities in Oman, you have to learn the pitch to bowl. We'll see this with Sandeep Lamachani later on. You might think he's really quick through the air, but he varies his pace, turns it both ways. The American spinner is slowly learning. Much better pace and noticeably better pace from them today.
Talking of Kenjige in particular, at an impressionable age, he was in Udakamandalam. Started off as a pacer, then got the right guidance to become the slow left-arm orthodox that he is today. So he has got some fair share of playing on wickets like these then before moving on to the US, playing a lot of cricket there.
20 overs gone, 78 for 3.
सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको
In particular, at an impressionable age.
Abhishek Paradkar, Gajanan Singh, or Dominic Ricky for USA. And what about for Nepal?
What is your prediction in this game?
3 players to miss out there. Sharad Vasakar, Muhammad Arif Sheikh and Bikram Saab. Bikram Saab left out today and place for Gulshan Jha. So 2 young, exciting pacers into the starting sides today, and they'll have been licking their lips at the slightly green surface that they've been given here today.
Especially with the way Kyle Phillip was generating the lift. And one of those bouncers to Gulshan Jha would be itchy to get going.
तर अमेरिकाले जित्नु पर्ने हो यार मतलब नेपालले भोलिको गेम
So it was just a couple of overs in a burst from Kyle Phillip. Could have been the start to tell.
जित जस्तो भन्दिनँ म किनभने
Probably not just the pick of the spinners for USA, well definitely the pick of the spinners, but maybe the pick of the bowlers between him and Netravalkar, do you feel?
Well, as far as the spinners are concerned, I would still pick him. Call him the pick of the bowlers. Let's call him Professor.
The Professor, that's what you're going to call him.
Played a lot of cricket in England too. And once again, what is this with USA spinners? Everyone starts off with a pacer. So did Nisarg.
Yeah, just probably finding their way into their spell. Nepal, their batsmen definitely more accustomed to playing spin. It's the dominant variety there. Still early in this league, and I don't want to call this a must-win game for both sides, but USA, they've lost 6 on the bounce. 2 defeats here in Oman, 2 very tight defeats going down by 6 balls and 2 balls. I'm not sure they've enjoyed Kyle Phillip too much. Slower through the air, will get through for the single. But yeah, the reason I'm talking about must-win, maybe it's more of a must-win for USA, just to arrest that slide. 6 consecutive defeats. They were beaten out of sight, really, in Kathmandu 18 months ago under the interim stewardship of James Pamment. There has been progress, you'd have to say. You'd have to feel under Jagadish Aaron Kumar. An appeal, but I think that's off the bat, and going to be work to do for Stephen Taylor, who'll just trot across and keep it to a couple. That progress hasn't been rewarded with wins yet. 6 balls Nepal had to start chasing down the other day, just 2 balls yesterday, Oman, in a real topsy-turvy clash. But today they've decided to change things up. They're in the field first. Can they chase down a total? Can they break that string of defeats?
I believe so. One has to believe. When it was choosing the field first, they would have had a nice long meeting about chasing a target down. I was just surprised with the
20 overs gone, 78 for 3. Let's take a look at the 2 to do for Stephen Taylor. He'll just trot across and keep it to a couple. That progress hasn't been rewarded.
एकैछिन साथीहरु यहाँ त फेरि अलि त राम्रो छ त अहिले चाहिँ के भन्नु कमेन्टमा एटा खेलेको के छ ब्रो नराम्रो स्यालेरी नराम्रो त्यही हो साथीहरु
very soon in Oman. Have played 8 matches so far and have accumulated 9. Namibia 8. United Arab Emirates, you're going to wait a little to play some cricket. And then, of course, number 6 is the team that's sporting itself at the moment. Nepal, in 6 matches, they were able to accumulate only 6 by winning 3 and losing as many.
I go back to the point, though, about the number of points per game. Don't be too concerned if you're a Nepal fan at the moment, seeing yourself in 6th. Nepal are at exactly a point a game, which is the same as the UAE. It's more than USA. A little bit less than Scotland and Namibia, yes, but only just. Nicely clear of Papua New Guinea. So because there's such a lopsided feel to that table with all the teams having played such a different number of matches, it's almost must-win territory for USA. Lost 6 on the bounce.
I think they put up an excellent fight yesterday. They understood they were at least 20-30 short, but there was very lot of positives from yesterday's game, but not very sure about what the positives they would have got from the Nepal tour. Just couldn't find a way to win. And then, of course, that slump of 35 happened.
Driven through the offside. Going to be runs here. Taylor's going to try and keep it to 1, and he will. He's very quick. He's deceptively quick along the ground. He's fielding in a different position today, all the way out. A deep extra cover. Backward point. Helped keep that game as tight as it was with his fielding. For Nepal, they're going to be pleased to have their 2 most experienced batsmen at the crease. Malan Bandari, they've been there, they've done it, they've seen it all before. So, they just need to consolidate, rebuild. Don't want to allow USA's bowlers to run through them. 22 gone. 86 for 3. Let's take another quick look at that points table.
Like गरौँ शेयर गर्न सब्स्क्राइब गरौँ यति बेला कीप शोइङ मेट ओके एकजनाले शेयर गर्ने भयो भने त गर्नु भएन गाइस सम्पूर्ण लाइक गर्दिम है शेयर गर्दिम सब्स्क्राइब गर्दिम है प्लिज 1k पुराइदियो भने साथीहरु लाइक गर्न यति सजिलो हुन्छ नि मोटिभेट पनि आउँछ के लाइक गर्नु भनेर के युट्युबर डाइरेक्ट गर्न मिल्छ यताबाट अरु एपबाट झन्डा हुन्छ के ब्रो थ्यांक्स फर योर लाइभ प्लिज डोन्ट इन्टरप्ट ओके ब्रो लाइक शेयर सब्स्क्राइब चाहिँ गर्दिम न सपोर्ट गर्दिम न
played and the points alongside.
के भन्नु म नबोल्नु भन्नु भएको
Lot will change.
थ्यांक्स फर लाइभ ओके
Scotland.
मलाई नबोल्नु भन्नु भएको ल म बोल्दिन नि त ए हजुरले हो भन्नु त्यस्तो भन्नुहुन्छ भने के छ म बोलेर के चाहिँ हुन्छ भएन है ब्रो
Papua New Guinea still inserted their first win. They got a taste of what it feels like to win yesterday. That was a side game.
म्युट ल म साउन्ड म्युट भने कि म चाहिँ म्युट भन्नु म म्युट चुप लागेर बसेले
In action next week, that series.
अड्क्यो उतै अड्क्यो के हो थाहा छैन
Papua New Scotland today against Zimbabwe.
बोल्नु कोही बोल्नु भन्छ
3-match T20I series.
एकैछिन अड्क्यो मिल्छ होला
The Grange at Edinburgh. That's a good sweep shot behind square on the leg side. Hasn't got it completely out of the middle, so Krishnamurthy, he was interested there. Sweeping right off middle. If Mala hadn't got bat on that, he would have been trapped right in front. Or involved in the game again. If you do get to come and see a USA game live, maybe if you're watching on here in the Sultan of Oman, come up and watch their final match. Or get up this evening, just look at the feet movement. The anticipation of Kareem Agor. Another example of it there.
कसैले हेर्न सब्स्क्राइब म यहाँ हेर्नै पाइरहेन कतिजना सब्स्क्राइब यसो कमेन्ट गरिदिनु मैले हेर्न पाइरहेन क्या ब्रो नबोलाउनु ओके ब्रो ल म बोल्दिन
Or reads the shape of the shot, watches what the batsman is trying to do.
नबोल्ने
Good work as well.
बरु
This
एकैछिनलाई
time
यो
to
वर्षको
Shaf
सम्म ट्राई
Madani.
गर्छु ल
USA's ground
एक्चुअली
fielding
मात्र
in
अर्कलिङ मटकट के गर्छ के कति बोलेको
yesterday and today. Today their machine let them down. 4 drop catches probably ended up being the difference between the team. They've already hung on to 2 spectacular ones. Just drifting down the leg side. It is interesting to see Patel bowling from the Al Emirat end. I thought he might prefer the pavilion end, like he did in his first spell yesterday, but he's keeping things tight. 3 runs coming from that over, 23 gone. 89 for 3.
सब्स्क्राइबर हामी कति पुगेको कहिले हेर्छु ल 200 पुराइदिउँ गाइस सम्पूर्ण सब्स्क्राइबर गाइस अनि सब्स्क्राइबर त 172 मात्र छ त 400 जना वाचिङ हुनुहुन्छ यसो सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिउँ न
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेट फ्री प्रोडक्ट चाहिँ युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्रविधिको भरपर्दो नाम
नेपाली टिमबाट निकाल्नु भयो यिनीहरुलाई साच्चै भन्दा अटो के गर्दा छ गेम चल्दा कमेन्ट नदेखाउनु न ओके ल गेम चल्यो अब म कमेन्ट एकैचोटी ओभर सकेपछि देखाउँछु है त अब यिनी क्लियर पुरै क्वालिटी घट्यो बिग्रियो के पिङ आइबा जस्तो
So the trial by spin is going to continue. Look at Manak Patel. He's down to Kenjiga. He's seen something. He's seen something with Bandari. And he's making sure Bandari can't lip read what his message is either. Keeping his back to him. I think Patel's probably assumed the unofficial vice captaincy. Remember the vice captain of USA, Aaron Jones. Another big injury loss. So not just losing Jesse Ting, also losing Aaron Jones, their newly appointed vice captain, to go alongside 4 big misses, 4 players who weren't available for selection. Down the track, heaved towards long on, and it's Dominic Rickey on as a subfielder. He took a brilliant catch at long on yesterday off the left-handed Zishan Maksoud. He's taken another one. USA are lighting things up in the field. This time it's Rickey who says you can't make an impact as a subfielder. He's done it there, dives to his right, and the string of dot balls, you can feel the pressure building up to the wicket of Binod Bandari. I'm not sure what Madank Patel said to Kenjigay, but he's taking a wicket the next ball. He's going to claim that it's worked. Look at this, another good catch. Low to his right, diving through the air. The sunglasses may have fallen off, but the ball didn't pop out.
Very good diving catch.
Yeah, more brilliant work by our solitary cameraman here this week. We're across see that because it's the end of Bandari. He's gone for 10, 28 deliveries. Nepal definitely having the advantage early, but it's the fielding from USA that has given them the advantage. 4 wickets down inside the halfway stage. It's not going to be 6. I thought we'd see.
I really thought it was going to be Kushal Malla walking in, but then they probably thought they had too many left arm.
1k पुगेछ नि 1k पुगे त 1k बाट गर्नु हुन्थ्यो नि कमेन्ट हान्न न विशाल विकास दालजी खोइ भन्न त हुन्थ्यो नि
Orthodox spinners
as well, you've got to remember. Definitely up the order, the youngster on debut. Dab what more?
Is it the fact that Kushal Malla has struggled a little bit with the bat in hand? But now Andrew, what does it do to his confidence?
His 2 appearances so far in Nepal domestic cricket. Gulshan Jai, he's batted down at 9.